Hi everyone. Just thought you might like to see my view. Well, the sky anyway, because it's aiming upwards. I was trying to get this a little bit more shady, but I don't really want to have an accident, so I guess that's as best we can get. It's because it's later on in the day than normal, and the sun's higher in the sky, so that's what the reason is. Oh, stuck with my bag on now because I've got the microphone on. I forgot to take it off. Oh well, never mind. Still got a smell of smoke around here, driving me absolutely mental, I have to say. But not much I can do about it. It's just that I think they've got kind of lots of wood they want to burn and get rid of, so they're just using a wood burner to do it, rather than have a bonfire. But if they just had one big bonfire, got rid of it, that would be better than every day stinking me out of smoke. Just horrible. Still, we'll be doing it soon, I guess. So can't really moan, can we? So, what did I do with my morning? Because it's a bit later than normal. I went to the shop. I'm just trying to move this so that I'm not got this bit kind of leery sunshine. It's better. Gary has been doing a lot of DIY, as you know, and his saw blade snapped. Tried to get him one from eBay, but it turned out to be the wrong one. Who knew there were 4 types? God, why? Anyway, it was impossible to see which one was perfect for his because it was so old, because it belonged to his mum. And anyway, I took a chance on this one called T Universal or something, and I ordered it, and it was on one of those click and collect things that they're doing now because of social distancing. So as it was in Sittingbourne, where my house is, you know, where my house that I need to sell is, I thought, you know, might as well at the same time see if Pound Stretcher was open, as they sell food as well, you never know. And as luck would have it, they were. So I had a bit of a yarn haul. So I've got that video to do for you later. But it was quite a funny experience, really, their social distancing. I'd been to something similar when I had to go before, because I had to order Gary some builder's bags. It's a bit creaky over there, I don't know why. Sorry, it distracted me. So I ordered these builder bags for him, and a similar setup, but quite more relaxed. We just had this row of like a trestle table, and then beyond it was them serving. So you just give them your order number, they get your stuff, they put it on the counter, and you go. You've already paid for it. But this one at Screwfix was a little bit different, and I had to sort of queue in the sort of socially distanced bit, and it was quite windy and cold. Luckily, when I got around the corner, it was by the wall and it was lovely and warm, but for a while I stood there freezing. And when I got there, they because I'd paid with PayPal, I had to give them identification. Sorry, I'm getting a bit wet. I'll tell you in a minute. It's a long story. But yeah, I had to give them ID, and but they wouldn't get close enough to look at it, so it was a bit of a waste of time taking it. But it was funny because I got to the counter and I had to give them the last 4 digits of my order number, and then they went and got my thing, and he said, "Do you mind taking 2 steps back?" So I said, "But don't you need to see my ID?" And I showed him my driving licence, and he went, "That's fine." So I stood 2 steps back, they placed it on the counter, and then they retreated, and then I was allowed to go get it. And I thought they were much more serious about their social distancing than the other place. But that's not a bad thing, is it, really, I suppose? But it was funny. It just tickled me the way it was such a precise thing to do. But of course, when I got to Pound Stretcher, it was different. You know, everybody's just walking around. There were no queuing to get in or anything. And the lady behind the checkout had one of those, you know, those Perspex mask things that you put on, like goes around your head, and then you've got this Perspex that goes down like that. Someone managed to buy one for her, so she was wearing that. In all the supermarkets, they've got Perspex between us and the checkout. Whoa, swoopy dive bombing bird. Thought it was coming my way then. So yeah, that's they're all behind bits of perspex now, but that was just a funny way of doing it. It kind of tickled me a little bit. So the reason I keep getting wet is because Gary is sprinkling the lawn, and there are a few bald spots, and he's trying to encourage it to grow. I wonder if it would work for his head. I only said that because he can't hear me. But he keeps putting it tantalisingly close to me. I already filmed this once, but I didn't like it. And when I was sitting out here to do that, he sprinkled me. And then every time he moves it, he accidentally on purpose shakes it in my direction. So I get a little sprinkle of water and makes me jump. Of course, it's an accident, but we both know it's not. He's a monkey, that one. And you have to... I'm dreading this whole week is off, and we can't get hold of some building materials for him because they're not delivering to us until next Monday. That's not taking it in our area, so he is going to be up to all kinds of mischief when he's bored, and he's got very little to get on with. And now his saw works because it was the right ones this time. He's got the saw but nothing to cut, and then he had all that to cut. He was doing it all with a hand saw, and he made his hand it's now got tendon problems because of it. He did too much, really, bless him. So yeah, we went out, and I was going to take a little video on the journey because we passed loads and loads of farmland, but I figured that listening to us babble away in the car wouldn't really be that entertaining, and plus I didn't take the gimbal, and when I first got that I used to play with it, and it's designed to do time lapse, and you can film anything. You can set it onto a specific thing and then it will automatically pan and follow that target, if you like. So if I was watching maybe my son play football, I can put it on him and then it will just follow his action. It's a pretty cool thing, but I don't use it how it's meant to be used. I just film tutorials with it, which is, to be honest with you, what I wanted to do with it. But I did also want to take it out when we went out for trips, but we're not going out for trips. Kind of a bit of a moot point because I bought it at the end of last summer. But you can set it so that you can set it at the beginning of your journey, and then it will record it in time lapse so that you can watch it all speeded up. And oh, daring birds! I'm getting near the sprinkler. He probably wants to have a bath. Oh, that is pretty cute. It's a shame I can't flip it. He's going to get in the sprinkler. Well, they are funny, aren't they? It's a little blackbird. And he wants a little play in the water. Ah, I wish I could just turn it round, but I'll be gone by the time I get it round. So, yeah, the gimbal. If I had that set up, I could have took it and filmed things, but whether it would be really interesting enough, I don't know. If I was going anywhere nice, then I probably would have took it, but there weren't only farms. There's farms everywhere here, you know. This is just very rural. The words got out and they're all coming. I just want to get a little bit wet, I think. It's kind of cute. They're talking to each other. They're getting just a little bit close to it then. I don't know whether they're going to get in or not. I wonder if I could... I don't know if they're going to get in. I'll take it down and we'll see. I don't know if I can show you. Excuse the... Oh yeah, does help to... Oh, there we are. So where's the birdie gone? See, I knew that would happen. Buggered off. The minute I set that on, where did they go? Just typical. See this wall? This is what Gary's been making, this wall. And he obviously has got that bit to do, and he only got that far. The rest is just an old kind of, I don't know what that is, wood that his mum used to have there. But this whole area over here was a complete jungle, and he's managed to thin it right out. Now the birds have completely gone. How about that? That's crazy. Right. Oh, I should have paused the video instead of doing all that with my finger anyway. I kind of just forgot in my excitement at these birds that have decided to just disappear on me. Just pausing the video. Well, that was a disaster, wasn't it? And I managed to just completely miss it all, but never mind. I tried. Next time I'll be a little bit more on the ball, but they've now decided they don't want to be wet. Maybe it's too cold, and Gary's in the shed, so perhaps that, him being there frightened them off. Don't tell me they're going to come back now. You do. I'm just going to get myself a rifle. I'm only joking. But they're just perched now on the fence thinking, should we go? Should we go over there? Can't trust them birds, Just can't. So yeah, it was a little bit of an outing today, but not very much. Gary went in the shop, got some bread and vegetables. Nothing exciting. And I got some yarn, which is made more exciting. And come and say hello. People keep saying that he's got to pop his head round. You have to go that way and say hello. So here he comes. Trouble. Here he is. They've got to come down a bit lower. That's it.
Good afternoon.
You sound like a complete Wally. Good afternoon. Silly old sausage. I don't know why he feels like he has to shout in a strange voice, but never mind. That's Gary. It's like he's talking to an old lady, isn't it? Good afternoon. Oh, I don't know why that fence keeps creaking. It's this wind. And I said to him the way he's got his sprinkler there, if there's a big gust of wind, it's coming straight at me, and then you'll all see me get drenched like suddenly. But there is an umbrella, so you never know. That might save me. Maybe. Maybe not. It was nice to get out in the sun, but then again you do miss a bit of the sun in the garden because it's not really summer yet, so this time of the evening it starts to cool down, so all the time it was nice we were in the car, which is a bit typical, but apparently the whole week is going to be nice. Well, this is England, so that probably just means a monsoon's on our way or something. You never know. Oh, well, I'm really sorry the birds didn't perform. They were actually quite cute. Next time I will pause it rather than putting my big fat fist in the way and try and do it properly. And I'm sorry if that's actually getting the microphone there. That might have been a bit noisy. So yeah, got some nice yarns, and I'll do a little yarn haul video and show you all that. I would have bought more, but I haven't really, although it's kind of all agreed in principle, I haven't actually got any pay yet it's a government pay, but nothing's come my way as yet, so I kind of a bit reluctant to spend too much because you just don't know what's coming and how long it's going to go on for, and that sun's getting more and more, it's going to be in my face in a minute. I'll try and shift over a smidge, that's it. So yeah, you just don't know what's coming and how long you've got to make it last for and everything. So let me just move this if I can. It might work a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe not. As you can see, sandpit's gone. God knows what all that is over there. Gary's just been sorting out this. There's a little room behind here, and it's got loads and loads of stuff in it that we've just piled in, and boxes. You can probably see them through the window. I was going to crochet a blind so you wouldn't have to see it. What on earth are you doing? He's found a riding hat. Is that your mum's or yours? Is that a crop? No, I do not want to be naughty tonight with your riding hat and crop. Saucy. Gary used to show jump, believe it or not. His mum, she had stables, and she was a qualified trainer from a very early age, and she was quite highly qualified, and so she had stables, and Gary used to jump, and he was apparently very, very good. And at one point one of the top teams in the country wanted him to jump for them. It was a Sir something or other, I can't remember his name, but Gary wouldn't do it. And so she asked him, she said, "Oh, I'll find out if he'll do it," because apparently he was very good. He had a very good stance, and he was kind of a natural at it. So his mum was very much of a perfectionist and pushed him, and it put him off of doing it altogether. And one day when she was super critical of his near perfect round, he just threw the crop at her and said, "I'm not doing that ever again." And that was it. He didn't. But he used to ride. He was one of the only brothers that really did. The others had horses, but Joyce used to say to them, if you can't muck out, if you can't groom them, then you can't have them. You can't just ride them and then give them back. You need to, look after them. So they weren't particularly interested in that. They wanted to go out and have fun. So they didn't have them for long. What is that? Body armour?
Yeah, for kids, riding.
Oh, kids' body armour. Riding body armour. Okay. Well, keep it for Sophia then. So, no, well, she might do it though, mightn't she? Charlotte wanted her to ride. So yeah, it was a shame really, because when I met Gary, Joyce had just, only months before, given her horse away on permanent loan because she couldn't look after it anymore herself, with her mobility being so bad and her eyesight. She was really getting to the stage where she couldn't go out twice a day and take care of the horses. So she only had one left by this time, and his name was William. So she put him out on permanent loan. But other than if he'd still been there, Gary could have taught me to ride, because I've always wanted to learn. It's one of those things that I always wanted to do, and I've had about 1-2 lessons in my life, or one long one maybe. And I did a little pony trek in Las Vegas into the desert, and we had a cowboy fireside dinner, and I saw a roadrunner and a rattlesnake, or two. I heard 2 rattlesnakes. Gary got to fire a gun. That wasn't part of it. He just, one of the wranglers decided he liked us and took us off somewhere to shoot a gun. And I chickened out of it. I couldn't do it, but only because a flame shot out and I could see it burnt Gary's finger. That put me off. I couldn't do it after that. I was like, oh no, too girly for that. If it had been a different gun where that didn't happen, I probably would have had a go. Although I've always been worried that it would sort of the recoil. I've always been a bit concerned about that, whether I'd, fly back in the air and shoot somebody accidentally. But knowing me, maybe not accidentally. Oh, sorry, lung full of smoke. That's going to be a nasty thing all summer long if that's going to happen. Polluted garden. I shall have to get a wind machine and blow it all back at them. Do what J.R. Ewing used to do when people smoked. Stick the fan in front of them and it just blows in their face. I just need a big fan. If the wind would blow that way, I'd be okay, but it keeps blowing that way. So anyway, I think I've babbled on quite enough for one day. And so I'm going to end this video and I'm going to do my yarn haul, and I might do it out here. I'm just wondering if you'll see it. If I take this umbrella away, it might just be a little bit too bright, but we'll see. If not, I'll do it inside. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for Veda 22. And stay safe everyone. Bye for now.